What's up YouTube, this is GalacticGod, and I'm coming at you now with another one of my OTKs of the past episodes. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the Dimensional Fusion OTK/FTK. Now this OTK was actually so powerful, considered so dangerous, that Konami actually placed Dimensional Fusion on the ban list early ahead of schedule. One of only 3 prestigious cards in the TCG that were deemed so broken that they needed to be placed on the ban list ahead of schedule. So what made this OTK/FTK so dangerous? Well, I'm about to show you. Okay, so Dark Magician of Chaos is actually a very integral card to this combo. Basically, you need to get him out of play. You can do this in a couple of different ways. You can either remove him from your deck with a card like Gold Sarcophagus. If you get him in your hand, you can go ahead and use a card like Allure of Darkness to remove him that way. Or possibly you can just get him to the field by playing a card like Reasoning or something of that nature, and then getting him out like that. Once he gets out to the field or out of play, that's really the main purpose. So let's say you got him to the field with something like Reasoning. The next thing that you would actually do would be to normal summon your Cannon Soldier. You then use Cannon Soldier's effect to go ahead and launch off your Dark Magician of Chaos to inflict 500 points of damage to your opponent. This would then get Dark Magician of Chaos removed from play, which is really where you want your DMOC. It's out of play. That's kind of the important part of the combo. Alright, so at this point we now have DMOC out of play and Cannon Soldier out on the field. The next thing you would do would be to play the spell card, Spell Economics. Now this allows you to actually not have to pay the cost of any spell card. So you don't pay no life points to activate cards like Premature Burial or My Body is a Shield, or cards like this, Dimensional Fusion. Normally you would have to pay 2,000 life points and then special summon all removed from play monsters back to the field, or actually from both players' graveyard. But even if your opponent does have monsters that have been removed from play or banished, you don't really care if they get them back to the field because they're not going to survive the turn anyways. Alright, so once Dimensional Fusion is activated, it's going to go to the graveyard, DMOC is going to come to the field, DMOC's effect's going to kick in, allowing you to grab a spell card from your graveyard and add it back to your hand. You're going to obviously take Dimensional Fusion, put that back to your hand. You then use Cannon Soldier's effect once again to do another 500 points of damage to your opponent. DMOC goes back out of play. You can then go ahead and play your Dimensional Fusion once again. This allows you to special summon out your DMOC that's been removed from play. DMOC's effect is going to kick in, allowing you to bring Dimensional Fusion back to your hand. Then you can go ahead and launch DMOC off yet again to do another 500 points of damage. He goes back out of play via his effect. So it creates kind of like this vicious, endless cycle loop thing that your opponent really has no way of getting around, especially because cards like Effect Veiler and whatnot weren't around during this time, so there was no hand traps that kind of stopped this loop from happening. And that, my friends, is essentially how the Dimensional Fusion OTK works. You keep using Cannon Soldier's effect to continually launch off Dark Magician of Chaos until you've reduced your opponent's life points down to 0. So in the comment section below, remember to let me know what you think of this OTK/FTK. Do you think if Dimensional Fusion and DMOC was to come off the list, this would be a very popular deck again? Or do you think that with the amount of hand traps that are available to duelists in today's meta, that it won't stand much of a chance? Or could possibly Dimensional Fusion come off the list and then DMOC remain on to keep this OTK from once again flourishing in the meta? Remember to let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. And I guess that's going to do it for now. This is GalacticGod, out.